This is a true story of the death of my 1-year-old daughter. Some of you know the story because some of you were even there. It all started October 12th, 2016, when my wife was holding my daughter and she started screaming, "Something's wrong with Madison." So of course, I was cleaning the kitchen, so I come flying around the corner because I knew something was wrong with hearing Donnie scream, "Something's wrong with Madison." So I come flying around the corner and she handed the baby to me, handed Madison, and I didn't really know what to think. So I looked at her and her lips and stuff were gray. And I was like, "Hey, we gotta get Madison to the hospital now." And she's like, "What's the matter?" So she's not breathing. So we took her there, and as we hold Madison, her whole body was just like jello. She had no muscle support, no nothing. And so we got really scared. And when we got to the hospital, we ran in and we told them Madison wasn't breathing right. Well, she has a pediatrician, and the pediatrician was already giving birth to a child there at the hospital. It was Dr. Andrew Jordan. So he came over and he said, "Hey, I want to see Madison." So he started taking a look at her and everything. So when he came to us, he said, "I got good news and bad news." And it was like, "Okay, what's the good news?" He said, "Life flight will be here in 5 minutes." Okay, if that's the good news, then what's the bad news? He said, "Well, life flight will be here in 5 minutes." So I'd already told him, I said, "Don't play games when it comes to my daughter, because this is the only one we have, and it's a very serious situation." So he asked us what was going on, and then we told him Madison had a fever, small fever the couple of days before, and she was going to a daycare, a play school, so a lot of the kids were sick, and so it's just kids having a fever. So we gave her some Tylenol, and she started getting worse, and so we put her into an ice bath, and that helped for a little bit, but it still didn't get any better. So after 6 or 7 hours, we gave her some more Tylenol, and then that's when we noticed her lips were turning gray. So that's when we told her, it was like, "Hey, we got to do something." And he said, "Okay, that's fine." So in the meantime, they life flighted Madison to Vanderbilt, and they told us, "Go home and get some clothes, just be ready." By the time we got home, which was less than 4 or 5 minutes away, life flight already called and told us, "Hey, we're already here at the hospital." And in the meantime, she had basically passed. They had to bring her back, basically had to revive her. She had died. And the doctors were there. The doctor told us that on the flight in, Vanderbilt had seen the problem. She was completely, I'm trying to remember the exact words, so allergic to Tylenol, that is what killed her. And so it was crazy because when we got there, one of the nurses had told my wife, "Well, you weren't giving the prescription correct. You weren't doing the Tylenol correct." And we're like, "Well, what are you talking about?" Then they told us, to an infant child, you have to do it rectally. And so she proceeded to tell us how she did it rectally, give our child Tylenol, so now she died again. And I literally sat there as the doctor come out to tell us what was going on. I watched my daughter pass away again. And doing that, it completely disturbed my wife, who ran out of the room screaming. And it was very upsetting to me because I told the doctor if he didn't go in and save my daughter, he wouldn't have to worry about a lawsuit because I was going to kill him. And my pastor was sitting beside us at the time, because when we got to Vanderbilt, our pastor was with us, and he told us, "Hey, we're going to make it through this. Everything's going to be okay." We didn't know. We were scared after that. So in the meantime, we found out that it was completely she was completely deathly allergic to Tylenol. So in the meantime, my daughter was in NICU for 31 days. And after 31 days, we had found out that they were using her basically as a push pin to try to find out what was wrong with her. And they had tested myself, they tested my wife for various different things. And the only thing they could come up with was that she was deathly allergic to Tylenol. So, the thing we learned about this is the greatest gift of your life can be taken away in a matter of minutes or even seconds and change your whole life. Thank you.